History Month continues with a conversation that needs to take place more often than it does right now. Student-athlete mental health has long trailed physical well-being in both its diagnosis and treatment. Howard Griffith sat down with a group of African-American coaches from various Big Ten schools and sports to discuss the reasons behind that status quo and the need for change moving forward.
So how important is mental health right now for our student athletes?
Andrew, you want to chime in on that?
I think it's super important. We just had a presentation at Maryland and a buy-in from all the coaches and administrators all in one room with the student athletes, so everybody saw that we were all on the same page, how important this subject is. No longer is it just stigmatized to one group, it's across the board. And I think that the more we can expose people to ways to deal with it, the better it is. And acceptance is an important component of it as well.
Around the table here, we talked about recruiting and how we're recruiting not only locally, not only nationally, but internationally. And so these kids are coming from various backgrounds. We really don't know their history. We recruit them pretty much on their athletic skills. And so they bring their problems with them. And all of a sudden, their problems, those problems just raise their ugly heads. And we've got to have resources in place to help these kids out. And thanks to the Big Ten, they have the resources available. I'm sure all of us, every school, we have 2, 3 sports psychologists available. And I'm sure we can all name, 1 or 2 or 3 kids on our staff, on our team, that suffers from mental health. And thanks to the Big Ten, thanks to the resources available, it's alive and it's well and it's real. It's definitely out there. And the stresses placed upon these kids today, immeasurable. We had, like you said, rotary phones. We didn't have, Twitter and Facebook and all these, social media and all the other distractions, and the pressure that comes with them, the peer pressure, We're asking more and more and more and more from our kids, and we're pushing them. And so they have to have some sort of ability to express themselves. Sometimes they don't want to talk to the coach. It's important for them to have a third-party outlet, someone that's a professional, someone that's sworn to secrecy that can truly help them. As coaches, I can see when an athlete has a pull muscle. Don't know when there's a pull mind. I really can't, that part, they know how to hide it really, really well. And so as head coach, I preach to our kids over and over, look, if you're having problems, there are resources here, there are people here to help you. Find somebody to talk to. As head coach, it's important for us to make sure that those kids know that we care and that there are resources available. And like I said, we can do physical easily. Oh, that's a pull muscle, that's a torn whatever. But the torn mind, and the short wiring of those mindsets, that's something that the professionals need to do. And we're not as good in that area as we are with, the physical part. So, yeah.
And that's relative, right? The torn mind is relative because, give you an example, go back from the social media aspect, you can have a kid that posts something that in our minds is inappropriate, but they got 30,000 likes. So now they done posted something, they got 30,000 likes, they done came to practice hype. And you mad, you like, hold on, you really gonna come to practice like nothing ain't happened? And they come in there like, man, I got 30,000 likes. You can't tell me nothing. So now that's, you got this paradox that's going on. And then think about what Coach said. He said, each one of us have at least 3 or 4 individuals that has some types of issues. I used to tell my athletes, like, whenever there's a track and field competition, when you have a bad race, you feel bad, or when you have a good race, you feel good, but I got 16, 17 athletes. Some feel good, some feel bad. I got to navigate all you guys, right? So that goes to my next question is like the mental health aspect for the coaches. Like, it's like, they always say when you get on a plane, right? You put your seatbelt, put yours on first, or your oxygen mask on first, because how you gonna help somebody else if you don't have yours on first? So I think that's something, we might have to look into also. We was talking about how you've been to 6, 7 different places. I've been in a lot of different places, and you navigating different personalities and all those types of things while you have wives and husbands and kids, and you're dealing with stuff with the kids at your job, and then you got to go home and deal with your own kids, and it's like, so sometimes you go into work and you got your own issues you're dealing with, and you're trying to deal with 7, 8, 9 different personalities. And I'll tell you this, we was at a meet this weekend, And we got in at around 5. And I got home. My wife wasn't saying, "Oh, sweetheart, you gotta get ready." She's like, "Your time with the kids," and it's time. I didn't have time to complain about how bad the athletes ran. I want her to be on my side, like, "Yeah, they should have ran better." But I got home, them athletes, here the kids. I'm seeing, oh, for Christ's sake, but that's part of the deal when we signed up. Right?